Let's shift focus then to the first corporate on our radar. We have the management of ITI joining us. The chairman and managing director, Mr. R M Agarwal, joins us with on the back of a set of numbers that were rather weak, impacted by coronavirus. Thanks a lot, Mr. Agarwal, for joining in. First up, if you could tell us, apart from the numbers, there was also this announcement of inking the MOU with Tech Mahindra. If you could tell us what sort of revenue opportunity does this entail for the company, and how long is this revenue going to accrue to the company for?
Yeah, basically Tech Mahindra, we have tied up the MOU for this mainly for the 4G and the 5G opportunities coming up in the country, mainly because of the BSNL tenders and of course with the other equipment coming from the different countries. Now basically ITI will be tying up with the Tech Mahindra for manufacturing of the 4G equipment which is upgradable to the 5G. So yes, as far as revenue is concerned, so definitely once this manufacturing starts, only then we will be in a position to tell you the revenue, because it has a competitive market, and definitely ITI being the public sector and we do have the manufacturing base across the country in all our plants, so we will be very competitive. So we understand that a very good amount of revenue will be coming from 4G and the 5G equipment in the coming years, including this year.
All right, congratulations, Mr. Agarwal, on signing this MOU, and good news coming in for your company, for the company as well as for shareholders. But you can't give us an exact number, but I'm sure you can give us a broad range, some kind of a revenue outlook, that a potential business that you could get, a range as well.
Yeah, you can just think is recently BSL invited some tender. So that tender was worth more than 8,000 crore rupees. So it consists of 5 zones. So out of it, ITI was one zone was reserved for the ITI. So definitely at least around 2,000 crore business is going to come. Number one. Number two, once we start manufacturing at our level, so we will be competitive in other zones as well. So I can say anything between 2,000 to 6,000 definitely during this financial year. Once this BSL comes up with the fresh tenders and then we start manufacturing. This depends on two conditions. BSL comes out with the tender and then we start manufacturing. Of course, we are in the advanced stage of the POC as well with the BSNL.
Fair point there, but that's a very broad range, 2,000 to 6,000 crore, but the street will, work itself around this. Let's talk about your numbers itself. You said that you were receiving some money from BSNL. That I'm not sure whether that's come by or not, because your overall receivables have actually increased year on year to around that 2,800 crore mark. And then there is this non-current receivable factor of 360 crores as well. Can you explain that? How much money is left from BSNL? When do you expect this amount to come into your books?
During this financial year, we have received around 150 crore rupees revenue from the BSNL. Earlier it was around 1,595 and now it is around 1,450 CR. So actually in the last quarter of the financial year, a lot of adjustments and the revenue has to come from the BSNL. But because of the COVID in the month of March itself, actually this was the GSM project revenue from the Maharashtra circle, and Bombay was blocked in the month of March itself. So that was mainly the adjustment against our advances. So that was the main reason of the lower recovery of the revenue from the BSNL. But as far as increase in the receivables are concerned, let me clarify you one point. Last year this revenue was against the total turnover of around 1890 CR. So our debtors cycle was around more than 500. Now it is less than 425. So basically we have improved by more than 25% as far as our data turnover cycle is concerned. And we expect that during this financial year, actually efforts were on from the last financial year itself. So during this financial year, major portion will be received from the BSNL as well as the other organizations. That is our commitment.
All right, Mr. Agarwal, let's put some simple numbers down then. What is the receivables as of March 2020, and how much of it is due from BSNL, and how much do you expect it to come down by? Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, actually it is around 2750 roughly.
Okay.
As far as the receivables are concerned, that is as on 31st March 2020. And definitely out of it around 1,415 is due from the BSNL. Out of it around 700 CR is from the one project, that is a GSM project. So mainly GSM project, we have taken certain advances from the BSNL. So all those adjustment and advance will be done. So we understand that at least 50% of that revenue, that is 1,500, will be adjusted during this financial itself. Similarly, other project NFS is there. So out of NFS, around 500 CR is due from the BSNL. Mainly billing was done in the last 6 months only. So that is again will be recovered in the next 6 months time. So these are the two main components from the BSNL revenue. And then we have the recovery. We have recovery due from the BBNL from the Maharashtra and this Gujarat project. So again, it's around 700 CR. So again, because of the non billing in the last month itself and non payment because of these organizations, amount could not be recovered. But definitely during this next 2 quarters, it will be recovered. So we understand that definitely a good amount will be recovered during this financial year.
Fair point there. Mr. Agarwal, you know, the last time you joined us, you did say that the fourth quarter and the first quarter would be impacted understandably because of the lockdown, but you will more than make up for that in the subsequent quarters. Last year, you gave us a revenue target of 3,500 crores. That obviously didn't happen. You did a revenue of close to around 2,060 odd crores. So what sort of target visibility that you have in terms of revenue as well as margins for FY21?
Basically, because FY21 first quarter is also impacted because of the projects going on in the Maharashtra and the Gujarat, and mainly our sourcing has to be done from the China and other places, and because of the import constraints, this manufacturing could not take place. That is why quarter 4 was impacted as far as manufacturing is concerned. Quarter 1 is also impacted to some certain extent, but we understand that a growth of around 35% over the current results will take place in the next in the coming financial year. So we are sure that out of it around 20 to 22% will be from the manufacturing side, and remaining will be from the other projects and the technological innovations and the other incomes as well.
Very quickly, Mr. Agarwal, are we likely to see some kind of a divestment or an FPO in this year? Have you heard anything?
No, basically this is only company to decide. It is not okay. Already government has already approved long back. So now because of the current situation, right now there is no plan to divest in this second or third quarter. But definitely in the fourth quarter, company may plan depending on the COVID situation, and we will take a decision in consultation with the government of India somewhere in the month of October, November.
Okay, all right. So in FY21, we're likely to see some kind of a sale or some kind of an issue. Thanks so much, Mr. Agarwal. Wishing you all the best for the remainder of this year. Appreciate you joining in. Well, on that note, we'll slip in a short break. You come back. We'll focus on the big deal that was announced over the weekend. PE firm Carlyle Group will buy 20% stake in Piramal Pharma for around $500 million. We'll get you excerpts from the conversation we had with Ms. Piramal, the ED of Piramal Enterprises. Stay with us.